Airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you truly.
Not on my watch.
You're finished! Burn!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
It's over!
I'll carry you far enough! Airborne beast, my specialty.
Flying freak! What can they just skill?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
What? Can't get out of this!
This one's mine.
Sion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Through! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Reload! I'll be saving this one!
I'm on it!
Dragon Ticket!
These ones can run rings around us!
This one's all mine!
Mega Ray!
You picked the wrong fight!
In here!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Here I come! Here I come! You're finished!
Mega Ray!
I'm not done! Rise!
Hear me!
Mirage!
Wheeler! Ready! Strike!
Blue escape! Rising Wyvern!
Freeze Lancer! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
It's over!
Tempest Swirl!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
Another one Take this!
I'm not done!
Burn!
Do it!
Here! Air thrust!
Don't get complacent.
It'll be a breeze.
Here
Get
I
in,
come.
get out.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Eat this!
Lightning thrust! Rising Falcon!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
You're finished! Roach's Fury!
Rip his hair! Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah! It's power to me! Do it!
Roach Ball!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Looks like we won.
Can't get out of this!
Rise it! We got flyers!
I've
Not
got this!
today!
Let a marksman handle it! Now!
All yours!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Art seal!
No
By the
chance.
power of water!
Rising
Armor
Wyvern!
won't save you! Don't get careless.
Do you think this is one of the places where the Dark Wings and Almadria fought?
I wouldn't be so sure. This place appears more ravaged by time than combat. Even if there are signs of destruction, it would likely have taken place during the Great Conquest of 300 years prior.
And they're...
Right, here goes! Take this!
Out of your dreams! This one's mine! May a
Take
thousand
this!
souls carry you to shrine!
Rising Wyvern!
I'm also good with airborne fire! Do it!
I'm not done!
Flying
Rising
freaks!
Wyvern!
Why can't they just sit
Mirage!
still?
Try, Sia! Can you take care of them?
No sooner said...
A comfortable win.
Right, here goes! You're mine!
Here I go!
Rising Wyvern! It's done!
Annihilation!
Eternal devastation! Burn!
If it cools up, time to get out of the way.
Rising Wyvern!
It's time.
Glimmer Dragon!
Can't get out of this!
This
Do
one
it!
keeps charging us!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all!
My turn!
It's almost too
This
strong!
one's mine!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Here's a healing art!
You're mine!
First aid! Hand thrust!
Showtime!
Deny! Searing flame! Reload!
Mirage!
Reload!
Fury!
Mega ray! Blue flight! Annihilation! Do
Rising
it!
Wyvern!
Never want this!
Mirage!
Burning strike!
Armor won't save. I'm just getting started.
You're mine!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Xion.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one. All right. Dagnabbit! It got away. All right. Good fishers always keep their cool.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I hope we manage to catch Almadria soon.
I hope so too, before she can cause any more havoc.
You okay, Rinwell?
Oh, yeah.
Don't push yourself too hard now, okay?
Okay. Thanks. Oh, Hootle. I don't know what to do.
Hey, that actually came out pretty alright, don't you think?
I'll see you again tomorrow. Well, off we go.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Dan's. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almeidrea?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almeidrea did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almeidrea do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almeidrea resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria. Was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor... it keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almadria were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings...
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danon people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
Not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadheim. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But...
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Xion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Xion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Niaz its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually managed to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Xion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Xion.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own, yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Xion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Say no more!
Eat this! Downfall!
Here I come!
Tempest Whirl!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Forgive you!
You're mine! I'll tear you apart! Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear!
Lightning Orb!
Dragon Shatter!
Take this! I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Get out of this! It's over!
Annihilation!
It's almost too strong! Split it open! Be my guest! I can carve through walls! My shield!
Eat this! Where are you going? Denied! Do it!
You're mine!
This should come in handy when crap...
Got it!
for ease. Get in, get out. Tear you apart!
Raging Storm! Here's the evil! Voltaic Blast!
Talon Storm! Take this! It's over!
Lightning Confederation!
Mirage!
Thunder Blade!
No escape!
This is it!
Mirage!
Arch Field! Not on my watch!
All
Shining
finish
Storm!
here and now! It's over! Mirage!
Ready and raring!
Dragon Form!
Damn it! Now you see what I can do!
Stand back!
I'll trip it.
Looks like we got them all.
That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
No further! Here we go! It's over! Mirage!
You think that shield will save you?
Nothing gets by me!
It's over! We're not finished! Rising Wyvern!
I never miss!
It's over!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
You're mine!
Air thrust!
Looks like we got them all.
We've got all the ingredients for that recipe now.
Great! I'll let you cook then. Hoodle!
You're mine! Rising out! Mirage! Orochi's Fury!
Tear you apart!
Take down their defenses! Glitter Dragon! Here I come!
Can this work?
You're
Radiant
Take this!
I'm out of ammo!
Eternal Devastation!
Can't get out of bed!
Smash you! My deal?
Dreams! Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Out of our way!
Take this! Now you picked the wrong fight!
Freeze right here!
Mirage! It's over!
Hurricane!
You're mine!
Rip and tear! Now I'm in
Rising
the
Wyvern!
Water!
Mirage!
Now!
Fury!
Spread!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Let's refrain from losing.
Now you see what I can do!
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
Take my revenge on you, guys! Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! Dance in the wind!
Dragon Form! You pick the wrong fight! Take this!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Get lost!
Require
Stop them!
In a vine?
You're finished!
Swallow dance!
Do it!
I'm going in! Copy now! On your knees!
Denied!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern! You're on! I'm not done! You're on! It's over!
Smash you!
Take this!
Can't be
Rising
stopped!
Wyvern! You're on! It's over! Swallow blade! Eat this! Why you fail! You're mine! Swallow blade!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
Swallow dance!
I'll teach you what's back!
More where that came from!
What's this?
Do it! Sion! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
Well then, let's keep moving.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from. This is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Further!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! You're up!
Take this!
Rising Wyvern!
Eat this!
Here I come!
Nothing gets by me!
Eat this!
Lightning and death! Steel!
Rising Wyvern! Here I come! It's over!
Smash you!
By the
Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Raging storm! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Into the shadow!
Take this!
Light
Rising
astral
Wyvern!
energy!
You're right!
Far enough! Come and get
You're
it!
finished!
Lost! Demons descend!
Flashing bang!
Don't get complacent.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zugals the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. This is...
No choice! Got it now! Rising Wyvern!
Tear you apart!
You're finished!
Pain. Can't get out of
You'll
this!
have no mercy!
Rising Wyvern! You better not finish! You got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
You're mine!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Now!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
I'm on it! You're on! Dragon Swarm!
Eagle assault!
Eternal devastation!
Do it! My turn! Rapid chaos!
Rising Wyvern!
Anything normal is
Fluid
all
escape!
mine!
Dance in the wind!
Eat this!
You're on!
I'll keep you with Dragon Swarm!
Photon
Far enough! Do it!
Dance of the wind! Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
Certainly not bad.
No complaints here.
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Roaching Fury!
Armor won't save! I'm on a roll now! I'm all stopped up!
Mirage! Ruin Gate!
Hear me! Flame of Fury!
Eternal Devastation!
Jolie!
Hey! Blow them away!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Xion.
What's with that shining foe over there?
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Roaching Fury! I'm on it!
Can't beat it! You'll pay for what you did!
Mirage!
Radiant here!
Rising Wyvern!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Water, hear my call! Ready!
Take this!
Eat this!
You're finished!
Take this! Here's evil!
You're finished!
Confiscated!
Mirage!
Freeze Lancer!
This one's all mine!
I'll heal!
You're mine!
Raging
Burn in
Cascade!
hell! Here I come! I'll smash you! Mirage!
That ain't spot!
You're mine! Swallow Blade!
Can't be swallowed! That's where you go!
Eternal Devastation! It's
Thank
over!
you!
Rising Wyvern!
Thanks.
If it's in the sky,
You're mine!
that one's mine!
You're finished! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Into the shadows! May a thousand gales
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! This has got your name on him!
Lightning Raging Cascade!
You're mine! Roaching Fury!
Hear my call! Here!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Here I come! Storm! Rising Wyvern! This one's all mine! Burn! I really owe you. Take this! Ready to go! Far enough! Stay below! No escape! Ready and ready!
Lightning! Downfall!
I'll smash you!
Light Astral
Roaching
Energy!
Take this! River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more. Everyone's still in one piece?
Looks like some solid equipment. Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almeidria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almeidria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almeidria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? My head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almeidria.
Be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Can't get out of this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Our work is done here.
Look at that enemy!
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this. A showdown between Blade and Fist. Blind freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! You're finished!
Now! Frozen!
Hammer!
Photon Blast!
Nothing gets by me!
I'm all stuck
Far enough!
Raging
I'll smash you!
Gideon! Astral Energy! Full throttle! Go! With this, I can become even stronger!
An opponent like this should be easy. Got you now!
You require a hand.
No snake can stand up to these kids!
The rebels! Stop them! Not today! Here I come!
Talon Hurricane!
Inside! Rising Wyvern!
Kitara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Now! You're mine!
There! Go!
Ready to run!
I can carve through armor!
Denied! You're mine! Will ya?
No further!
Now I'm mine! It's over! On your knees!
Dragon
Come back! You're mine! You're finished!
Eagle assault! Art shield! Eagle drive!
You picked the wrong fight!
Let me help. Dreams.
Take this!
Dragon
It's over!
Now!
Eagle assault!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm ready for the next battle.
No backing down! Here I come! I can carve through armor!
It's my shield!
We're not killing!
Where are you going? Do it! Spread! Go ahead!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Now! Here I come!
Leave the charges to me!
Strut! Rising light!
I'm on!
Dance in the wind!
Take it! It's over!
Air thrust!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Don't get complacent.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
Gotta break through! You're mine! Damn it, baby! I won't show you anywhere!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! My turn!
May a thousand
I can carve through armor!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Crush!
Looks like we got them all.
No choice.
Engaging!
Rising Wyvern!
Here you go!
Mirage!
You're devastated! Raging storm!
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! You're finished!
May a fire
Take it!
Period strike! Gusty
Strike! Rising!
No further!
It's over! You can roll!
Don't get complacent.
What's this thing?
Anything in armor is all mine!
Careful! Some kind of camouflage! Gemini
Roach's Fury! You're mine!
Raging storm!
Strike! Burn!
That's freaking something!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Here goes!
Time to let it rip! Take this! This is looking good! Swallow Blade!
Here
Mirage!
comes
I really owe you one.
Swallow Blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Mega Ray!
Here I come!
Confiscated!
I'm not done!
I'll finish you here and now!
Swallow Blade! Strike back, will ya?
I really owe you one.
Lightning condemned! Glimmer Dragon! Thunder
No
Fury!
further!
Searing Flame!
I'll smash you! Now I'm in the groove!
Take it!
Let me help!
Rising Wyvern! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Rising Wyvern! Burn!
Dance in the wind!
Oh, this helps? Now I'm real mad!
Air thrust!
Mirage! You're mine! You're finished!
Healing Glimmer Dragon!
Mirage!
Lightning
Here's
Hear
the
my call!
station!
Sleep now!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Rising Wyvern! You're just...
All good things
Go
come to
down
an
in an instant! More where that came from!
Hey, there!
Take
this!
Sonic
Rising Wyvern! Storm! You're on! It's over!
I can carve through armor!
Glacier! Do it! Talon Hurricane! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
My turn! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Everyone's still in one piece?
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking.
What's wrong, sweetie? Is something scaring you?
Maybe he just doesn't like being in her room.
I think there's more to it than that. What could it be?
The way this key's been placed, it's like she's daring us to come find her.
Yeah, like it's all some damn game to her.
Is this the ship's cargo? What a pain. I can't see anything past all this stuff.
Be on your guard. For all we know, there could be something hiding around here.
Can't get out of this! You're done! I'll take it! You're mine! Do it! Glimmer Goodwill! Demons descend! Flashing bang! Not a chance! Rising Wyvern! It's almost too strong! Split it open! Be like it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Barely a blip on our radar.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Where are you going?
Take it! Stop! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Rip and tear! Here I come!
This is a real pain in the butt!
Mirage! Now hit the groove! Ready to go!
Burning strike!
Take it!
Hear my call! Lightning condemned! Spread!
You're finished! You picked the wrong fight! Really?
Take it down!
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Come on, roll now!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
I'm all stopped up!
You're ready to go!
First
strike! Denied! Can't get out of this! Rip his hair! Take this! Rising Wyvern! Through escape!
More for the stockpile!
Mirage! You're finished!
Will this help?
Mirage!
More work here!
Raise your hand! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Elmer won't save you!
You're mine!
Doling! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Don't get complacent.
Did that get rid of the barrier?
We'll just have to go back and check.
What's this thing?
If Almadria's not in her own room, just where the hell is she?
It's possible she may be on the bridge, but I would guess that she's waiting for us elsewhere on the ship.
Which means she's most likely chosen a place where she'll have the advantage in a fight.
Be careful, guys. I came from an entire family of Danon mages, and that woman murdered all of them. All on her own. I hate to say it, but she's an incredibly powerful astral artist.
We already know she specializes in controlling wind astral energy. But on top of that, she might try to sick that monster on us again, too.
Right. To that woman, life itself is just a toy for her to play with. Let's make sure we put an end to it. Well, we've only one last place to look. Straight ahead.
Almadria.
There she is! Almadria!
But all alone? Watch yourselves. She's probably planning something.
I was getting rather tired of waiting around. Oh my, and I see you came along as well, Danon Witch.
Almadria.
What's this? I thought you couldn't stand the sight of me. Go on, little one. Show me the full force of that hatred of yours. Otherwise, run and hide like the rat you are.
That's enough! How can you smile while causing pain to so many others?
That is the way of those who possess great power. The very way we Renans live by. Those with power set the example, and those without are forced to obey. Though you two seem to have forgotten that's the way these things work.
And you really think that justifies your actions? You turned all those people into a hollowed sea!
What foolishness. It's only natural that the fate of a slave differ from that of its owner. Very well, I admit I did fan the flames just a tad back in Niez. But it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest if there hadn't been a spark to ignite. Without it, my actions would have been fruitless. Ultimately, it was their very own burning hatred that laid them to waste. To say it was all my fault is simply laying blame at the wrong feet.
No one's perfect. We all have darkness in our hearts. But the atrocities that you've committed, they're unthinkable! Your heart is nothing but darkness!
What a fool! To think time and time again you would challenge Renan authority without so much as an inkling of how things actually work. Such ignorance is why your kind has been enslaved for 300 years.
Almadria.
Well, if it isn't Lord Dohalim.
These people are my allies and friends. I won't let you insult them so.
My, what a shock. I never would have expected you to claim mere slaves as your companions. If I didn't know any better, I would question your noble lineage. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. A traitor such as yourself hardly deserves to be called a lord.
You are nothing compared to Dohalim.
Rinwell.
He would never stand by and laugh. His people hollowed!
Ha! What does it matter? You're descended from those who allowed the power and knowledge entrusted to them to wither away. Your pitiful family may have feared it, but I do not. That knowledge and power is all mine to command. And now, you will witness what that power's truly capable of! Mesmold! Enjoy your meal! Such sad-eyed child. Let me reunite you with your parents.
Shut up! I'm gonna take you down if it's the very last thing I do!
That's right. Loathe me. Every step brings you closer to being me!
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm nothing like you! Hard steel!
You're finished!
Leave the closet to me! Here's evil! Far enough!
No! I'm not done! This one's all mine! Not today! Hurricane! Rosie Fury! Glitter Dragon! Rising Armor! You're on!
I'm on a roll now!
Rising Armor! You're on! It's on!
Run!
Rosie Fury! Too much! Stay away from my friend!
Here's a heal!
I owe you one! You're finished! Fool! You're on! Orochi's Fury!
Dance in the wind!
Rising Wyvern!
Tally Hurricane! If it's in the sky, come on!
Here I come! today!
Stay away!
Tear you apart! You're on a roll now! Right! Here I come! It's over!
Seal! Instant! I'll be saving... I'll heal you all! Healing circle! Steel force!
It's over!
Hey, that...
Here I come!
Anything in
Now I come!
Spear!
It's over!
Here's evil!
Here I come! I'm on it!
Freeze Lancer!
Lewis!
Steel force! Here's into the wind! Light
You're
action!
mine!
Eagle
You're
assault!
finished!
Mega ray! Lightning again!
What's she doing now?
She's infusing her beast with more power.
Get ready!
Take this!
You're mine!
Can't get out of this!
First strike! Lewis! I'll run you through! You're on! Rising Wyvern!
Where are you going?
You're on! Take this! It's over!
What foolishness!
Now I'm in the
Brimming
You're
with
mine!
hatred.
Total devastation! You picked the wrong fight!
Stay away!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Right! Take this!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Will this help?
Leave the charges to me! Far enough! Eagle assault!
Has to be seen! You may be strong. I can't move! This should do it!
I can carve through walls!
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact claw! You're finished!
Can't get out of this!
In here!
Take this!
I'll be
It's
ready.
over! They're attacking separately!
I can't land a hit on her!
Keep an eye on her. And take out the monster first.
Not in your dreams!
She's no stranger to astral arts.
I can take care of that!
Yeah, take it away!
Light astral energy! Wave Blazer! Raging storm!
Burn in hell! Rising Wyvern!
Eagle Razor!
Nothing gets by me. That's enough.
Try harder!
In here!
All good things! Ready and ready!
I'll heal you all!
Form!
Lightning orb!
Smash you!
Rising Wyvern!
More where that came from! Raging Cascade!
You're on!
Not gonna be done!
In a bind?
I'll be
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Steel Force! More where that came
Roaching
from!
Fury!
Lightning Condemned!
I'm not done!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
I have no limits!
Light up!
Slash! Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Not on my watch!
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Swallow Blade!
Lightning Condemned!
You're on! Burn in hell!
I never miss!
You're mine! You're finished!
Leave the char- to me.
Dance in the wind! Field! Healing circle!
Watch it! This isn't looking good!
Eat this! I'll smash you!
You're on!
Eat this!
Dragon Fire!
Now or never.
I'm not done! Orochi's Fury!
Here's a healing art!
That looks bad.
Wits about you, people.
Eagle Fly!
Take this!
Talon Hurricane! I'll never forgive you!
What?
I'll take you down! I'll end you!
more!
You murdered my mother and father. But I'm not like you.
Rinwell.
Even now, I hate you. But here I am, unable to let go. Honestly, even if I took my hatred out on you here and now, it wouldn't make me feel any better in the long run. I realize that now. So, I won't kill you. I'll take you in, and make damn sure justice is served the right way.
You would dare mock me with your foolish, useless pity? A Danon, nothing more than a mere slave. I won't allow you to...
It's not about what you think. Or being Danon or Renan. Because you'll atone for the crimes you committed. And that's all.
It's that swordsman again.
Oh, Lord Volron, what brings you here? No, forgive me. I've forgotten myself. Please allow me to make it up to you, my lord.
Silence now, wretched snake. Does it hurt? It should. That pain is proof you're still alive. Enjoy it.
Volron. Years ago, the Lord of Ganeth Haros met a sudden death. His successor was a man by that very name, Volron.
And like a restless lover, I've come back for more.
Stop right there!
Think you can cut me down? What? Come and find me, if you truly are the Sovereign. After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake. As usual, nobody wants to explain anything to me. They just threaten and harass me instead. What does everyone think I am? Some sort of talking pet? They're the ones that dragged me all the way up here in the first place. Bastards. I shouldn't have bothered coming out. Might as well head back to my room. I just wanted to go back. To Dena. To my home.
Alphen.
Leori.
Live for me.
No. Leori. No!
Wait, please. Wait, I... What was that? That... How long ago was that? That's right. Shion. Oh, right. That's what pain felt like. So much for it all being a bad dream. Where am I? Where is everyone? I need to find them. Better start looking. Don't worry. Shion. Damn it.
It's on! Take this! You picked the wrong fight! Orochi's Fury! Mirage! Here I come! Orochi's Fury! You're finished! Crush! Here I come! It's over! You're mine! It's over! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! It's over! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! It's over! Mirage! Orochi's Fury! Slash! Strike! Mirage! It's on! Eat dirt! Orochi's Fury! Dragon Swarm! Be still! Rising Falcon! You're mine! Try harder! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come! It's over! Mirage! I could do without this pain!
Alphen?
Finwell!
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Thistlein. Kisara and La are already there.
Finwell, where are we?
Ganeth Haros, Volron's realm, remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shion's close too, right?
Shion? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
Wyvern!
Lightning orb!
Orochi's Fury!
If it hides, just back it out again!
Rising
Air
Wyvern!
thrust!
I'm not
Photon
done!
blast!
Take it!
Elusive deity!
Rising Wyvern!
Begin!
Strike! Mirage!
Benediction.
Take
Let
this!
this whirl! Hope this works!
Rising Wyvern! Here I come!
Shining supernova! Dance in the wind!
You picked the wrong
Air
fight!
thrust!
Take
Photon
this!
blast!
Rising Wyvern! My turn!
Does it work? Catapult!
Mirage! Orochi's Fury!
Elusive
Whirl! Slow swipe!
Elusive deity!
Thunder field! Raging
I'll face
cascade!
you!
Rising
Take
Wyvern!
this!
Spread!
No further!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Begin! You're mine!
Moving gate!
Dohaline!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a lot. Long way yet to go.
Speaking of Thistlelim, it's populated by Danans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Danan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zeugles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah.
And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right. You're saying we should check the owl forest? Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Xion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegis.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dano. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Danon?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almedria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shion I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danon, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danon for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I'd never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis, anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But, if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegus, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell,
First it was Xion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Xion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Xion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Xion or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man. Snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Xion.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Xion?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Xion's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Xion or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Xion. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Back to the inn, I guess.